Hello, Internet. It's trusty Phil Brown here again with another movie review for this week. This week I'm taking a look at The Grand Budapest Hotel, the latest film by director Wes Anderson. Being a film geek of my generation, I of course adore Wes Anderson, and this film will do nothing to take away from my appreciation for what he does. At this point, I sort of think he's like a new Woody Allen in that every time a new film comes out, you know exactly what it's going to look like, you know exactly what it's going to sound like, you have a rough idea of how you're going to feel coming out of it, and all the films are variations on a theme. That's not necessarily a bad thing, and certainly hasn't made a stinker yet. The Grand Budapest Hotel is not going to buck that trend. It's a sort of a story within a story within a story. It starts off with Tom Wilkinson in present day talking about when he was a younger man. We then flash back to see Jude Law play him as a younger man interviewing F. Murray Abraham. We then flash back again to F. Murray Abraham as a teenager working as a lobby boy in the Grand Budapest Hotel. And it's only then that we're introduced to our protagonist played by Ralph Fiennes. He's a sort of slapsticky hotel manager. And he, in addition to being extraordinarily anal about how he runs his hotel, he also likes to bed the elderly ladies who stay there, one of whom is Tilda Swinton, wearing old age makeup and pancake makeup within an inch of her life. She dies, leaves the hotel and a priceless painting to Ralph Fiennes, which irritates her Edward children to no end, the leader of which is Adrian Brody, in a very uptight, all-black wearing manner. His assistant is Willem Dafoe, who's basically playing a human rat, which is a solid role for Willem Dafoe to play. And from there, it turns into a caper. Big grand adventure movie, except all the action scenes are done in old-fashioned miniature effects, which fits into the extreme artificiality of this and all of Wes Anderson's movies. It's a very, very enjoyable film. I wouldn't say it's his best, simply because at his best, Wes Anderson also gets into a real, almost personal melancholy and emotional level that this movie doesn't even attempt to do. His best stuff, I would say, is something like Rushmore and Royal Tenenbaums, or even the most recent Moonrise Kingdom, which felt very personal, very dark, versus this is more of a romp along the lines of Fantastic Mr. Fox and Life Aquatic, and I'd say within that sect of Wes Anderson's work, this is probably the best one he's done. It's a purely enjoyable, goofy, fun caper. Feels like an old-fashioned studio movie, the type of film that would have been made by, say, Lubitsch or Alfred Hitchcock in his early British funny days. The performances are wonderful. Ralph Fiennes is absolutely hilarious. I think he's probably gives the type of comedic performance not even he knew he could give. Along the sidelines are all sorts of Wes Anderson regulars, like people I previously mentioned, like Tilda Swinton, Willem Dafoe and Adrian Brody, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Murray, of course, pops up for a moment, as does Owen Wilson and Jason Schwartzman. You can sort of name check all the regular Wes Anderson faces. They're all fun to see. They all contribute well. The movie moves along at a very brisk pace. And it's just a purely enjoyable ride. There are a couple sort of touching moments, as he is wont to do, but this is not a sort of personal, emotional film. It is more of a purely stylistic exercise, and a absolutely wonderful one. I find it hard to believe anyone would have a bad time with this film. I highly recommend you go see it. Obviously, it's more to the arty inclined, but Wes Anderson movies are all very accessible, and it's certainly nothing to run away from in fear. It's a great time, not his best, but Wes Anderson is, at his worst, better than most filmmakers, and this is near the top of his list of certainly his most funny and purely enjoyable films. So, yeah, if you're looking for a late winter escape, I think this is probably the best you're going to find, and definitely check it out. So this has been Phil Brown, an unapologetic Wes Anderson enthusiast, signing off for RealTimeRents.com.